added a bridge and all kinds of fun stuff. It's called Circus of Rain. Circus of rain has gotten me down. It never leaves town, and that's not right. One forecast reads sun, another agrees, but the closest I see is a spotlight. Dark cloud, a bright canvas tent hides cruel wet pavement, yeah, we're all set. The roar of the crowd upon the high wire, one thing I desire is a safe net. Joke is you buy a Coke from a vendor, sequins and smoke, barkers and brass and the splendor. The circus of rain will pack up the show, but before I go, I have one plea. As we load up the train, just me and the clowns, head for the next town, don't forget me. Days I'm gonna climb inside that cannon, light the fuse and give into complete abandon. The circus of rain has gotten me down, it never leaves town, and that's not right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read two quick poems.
Yeah.
To, continue with my circus theme here. The first is one I wrote many years ago. I don't really count myself as a particularly great poet, and I'm in the room now with Birdsall and Nick and Alex. So there's some really good poets in here. I kind of admire among the local poets the ones that give themselves nicknames, like Quentin and Nick, and so I thought perhaps I would refer to myself for these two poems under a nickname, and so I thought Quentin calls himself Ethereal or Ethereal or Ethereal or something like that. So I am Peripheral. And in fact, that comes from the title of this one, The Peripheral Man. I was born without a shadow in a world of blue light and paraded through sideshows, exhibits at night. Unnatural monstrosity, the barkers did yell, an object of curiosity from the bowels of hell. Oh, I drew quite the crowd. Some would hoot, some would retch. The promoters were proud of the money I'd fetch. But I gained my freedom on a train which derailed. They never did, they did rescue some, though with me they failed. And I never returned to the world of blue light. I was born without a shadow and became one with the night. And this is one I wrote a few years later. This particular one's just a little longer. And I do write in stanzas. I do write, basically, in this case, every third line rhymes, okay? So, okay. It's called Tightrope. I've seen a million acts in my life, but there's one person I won't forget, and this lady had many talents. She could walk the edge of a knife without ever using a net. Such was her sense of balance. One night, we worked a hostile crowd, which the ringmaster could govern. I can't quite recall the city. Above the spotlight, she walked so proud. I never saw anyone as stubborn as she was that night, and very pretty. As was her nature, to be quite bold, she stood a vision above the wire, and everyone in the place took pause. And she pulled out a blindfold and did backward leaps through rings of fire, sending the audience into crazed applause. What became of her? I don't recall. I'd like to think she retired in glory, but I once heard an ugly rumor that she took a bad fall. I hope there's nothing to this story, but I heard she broke her humor. And those of you who weren't here last month, I did this song last month, and it's called Last Laugh, and I don't know the capo position. We'll work with this one. The setup of this story is about two people on the rise in their careers. The career in comedy, a man and a woman, and the woman becomes quite a bit more popular than the man, and the man is kind of puzzled by her success, her abandonment, and maybe even slightly bitter. The song's called Last Laugh. You in the lunch line, you were looking for a prop. There I became your punchline, and the jokes, they never did stop. You determined to be somebody whose expense never mattered half. Look at you, you're now the queen of comedy, determined to get the last laugh. Last laugh. We started out for the circus. It was there we were hired. The ringmaster, he worked us. Each night he sent us home tired. I played the clown in every town. I suppose a credit to my craft. You were great as you played it straight, being sure to always get the last laugh. The last laugh. Then one night you went big time. You left me on that train. You walked away in a pantomime that made it clear I wouldn't see you again. Your features, your every expression, that cold December draft. You were the teacher, and that day's lesson was who would get the last laugh. The last laugh. Felt so low the day you went that I had to stare up at the ground. But when I finally left the circus tent, the sweet motive I found. You somehow you forgot all about the burial, and I will have the last laugh.